In the pre-dawn darkness of July 8th, 2025, along the Tibetan border between China and Nepal, the rain was relentless. Here, at Jilong port, a critical link in Beijing's Global Belt and Road Initiative, the air was thick with the promise of progress and the weight of waterlogged mountains. At 5 a.m., the promise shattered. A horrifying landslide broke loose, a torrent of earth and rock descending like a giant monster. In the pitch black, it was over in seconds. The workers' camps at the foot of the mountain, along with the homes of local people, were simply erased from existence. There was no time to even cry for help. 17 people were gone, buried under a project meant to symbolize the future. Among the victims were 11 Chinese workers and 6 engineers, some stationed in Tibet, others working just across the border in Nepal. All were part of the grand vision of the Belt and Road. At the scene, the devastation was absolute. Mud, nearly 5 meters deep, entombed the landscape. Trucks were buried up to their cabins, construction materials scattered like broken toys. Hundreds of rescuers, with search dogs and heavy machinery, were dispatched from Lhasa, but the treacherous terrain and the constant threat of further slides made their work a desperate, almost impossible task.
那个车，那你那个车本来到那哈儿，你看才冲哪儿去了？冲哪儿去了？冲跑。
这个溺水或者水位情况，这一桥点的好像跟昨天还是差不多。
最高的啊，都还在涨当中，水位还在涨。
现在天上还是在下雨。
One local living just meters away recalls the sound, an explosion, the ground shaking violently, then a terrifying silence, broken only by the falling rain and the first faint cries of people searching for their loved ones. Those sleeping peacefully in their beds never had a chance. They vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the cold debris of what was once a bustling construction site.
这水都还是满满的，满满当当的。
地不大吧？有几架个，走没走得过？
够了！你看老龙王是不是？
我老子吃泡。
哎呦！
哎呀，好多年不遇的一场大雨啊！把我车一个人按到了。
我一看了，像个瓢盆大泼大盆瓢下。军部啊，你应该那那，你就我的军部怎没得人了？
受灾非常严重的贵州春超球场，现在已经一片。 请看着了啊，大家已经看到20几米大啊，这个水平你等着黑人的啊。
Already weakened by relentless construction and excavation. As one prominent blogger wrote alongside a shocking video of the aftermath, they did not die from a natural disaster. They died from human greed and irresponsibility.
好多人学生都在里面中考。这水要随时监控啊，这个翻过去就是。
後邊都救啲嘢救唔到，屌你一衝過嚟，一衝過嚟冇啦！呢幾個麻煩啦。
This was no surprise. Jilong port is a known geological hotspot, prone to earthquakes, mudslides, and flash floods. It was not an unforeseen act of God. It was a tragedy long foretold. Yet, the work continued. Why were there no preventative measures? Why were workers not evacuated? These questions hang heavy in the mountain air.
这怎么办？这个怎么办？好吓人呐！
Two of them were young technicians, sent from Beijing less than a week earlier. One was the only son of a farming family. The other, a recent civil engineering graduate, dreaming of building a better future. Now, even a final goodbye is beyond their family's reach. Another missing worker was a father of three, the sole provider for his family. His wife, weeping in a local interview, recalled their last video call. "He promised," she cried. "He promised he would be home for the new year."
全部是被淹掉的啊。
好，听好，这样过来啊。
As Jilong reeled, another catastrophe struck. Super Typhoon Dennis slammed into China's eastern provinces, unleashing torrential rains that caused flash floods across the country. In this context, the Jilong landslide is not an isolated incident. It is a symptom of a larger illness, a pattern where warnings are ignored and human lives are treated as acceptable collateral damage for the sake of progress. History proves that the greatest disasters are born not from nature, but from human negligence and a lack of transparency. Will the 17 souls lost at Jilong be remembered? Or will they, like countless before them, be reduced to a footnote in a state-controlled narrative? China is building an empire of infrastructure, but beneath the concrete and steel lie foundations of blood and tears. The people don't need more grand slogans. They need a system that values human life above all else. Without it, the tragedy of Jilong port is not an ending, but a chilling preview of what is yet to come.